Alright, guys. It is Friday, August 19th, 2022 at 4:11 p.m. Alright, let's take a look quickly here at Dailyverses.net. It says, very truly, I tell you, whoever believes in me will do the work I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these because I'm going to the Father. John 14:12. It is from Dailyverses.net. I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can check that out. Alright, let's take a look first at National Hurricane Center. We have a disturbance with 70% chance of cyclone formation in 48 hours in the southwestern Gulf of Mexico. It says satellite image indicates that showers and thunderstorms associated with the broad low pressure over the southwestern Gulf of Mexico and the Bay of Campeche continue to become better organized. Environmental conditions appear favorable for additional development, and a tropical depression could form later today or tonight or Saturday, while the system moves northwestward across the southwestern and western Gulf of Mexico. However, by Saturday night, the system is expected to move inland over northeastern Mexico, which will end its chances of development. An Air Force Reserve Hurricane Hunter aircraft is currently en route to investigate the system. Interest along the northeastern coast of Mexico and the lower Texas coast should monitor the progress of the system. Regardless of development, this system could bring locally heavy rains for the portions of northeastern Mexico and southern Texas over the weekend. We got formation chance through 48 hours high at 70%, and formation chance through 5 days high at 70%. So this disturbance 1 is what they're calling it, is pretty much going to be heading towards Mexico and Texas. Let's take a look at the tracks. Let's start with these tracks. These are the tracks for the storm, possibly going into the northern coast of eastern Mexico and the southern eastern part of Texas. Some tracks have it going southern, just bending into Mexico. Other tracks, spaghetti models, have it going into the southern part of Texas. But it is forecasted to affect the coast, so it's going to be bringing rain, possibly flooding. So please be aware if you live in Mexico or Texas. Alright, guys, let's take a look at the possibility of intensity. It says 99 Invest 99L model intensity guidance. A lot of the models have it staying not a tropical storm, below tropical storm strength. A couple, 3, have it reaching tropical storm strength. So not a lot of the models are agreeing that it could reach tropical storm strength, but let's see how it plays out. Alright, let's take a look at what it looks like right now over the Gulf of Mexico. This is what 99L, or Disturbance 1, is looking like right now over the Gulf of Mexico as it builds up strength and could be heading towards eastern Mexico and eastern southern Texas. Alright, so that's what it looks like. This is what it looks like as well, developing. And there's also rain happening in the northern coastal part of Texas. So more moisture is going to be there, so heads up, Texas. Rain and storms are headed your way, either the southern part of Texas or the northern part of Mexico. Alright, let's take a look at the forecast models. This is the GFS. I'm just going to play it to see what the forecast models are predicting. Alright, a lot of rain over Mexico and Texas. So there's going to be a lot of moisture happening there. Rain and moisture for Florida. Possible storm on August 30th. And look at this, guys. Look at this. A low of 980 on September 1st. So this is a GFS model run. It means that it's way out and it could be inaccurate. It's just what the models are showing. It doesn't mean that it's actually going to happen, because there have been storms that have been predicted to happen on the GFS and then nothing happens at all in reality. But let's take a look what for September 1st, 980 low disturbance over Cuba, headed towards the eastern coast of the United States, as you see it there. 962. I'm gonna zoom in, see if you can see it better. 952 low as it hangs off the coast of the eastern seaboard of the United States. Alright, so that could possibly happen. Don't know. It's just a model run, but just something to keep in mind in the back of your head as you think about the possible storms and possible future weather. September 4th, from September 1st to September 4th, that's what could possibly be off the East Coast if it actually plays out. Alright guys, let's go to some news. We have White House wants Zelensky to attend the G20 summit if Putin is there. It says yesterday's reports that both Russia and Putin, China's Xi, will attend the G20 Bali summit in person, have set off a firestorm of anxiety and angry reaction among Western leaders. First, the White House response was to say Friday that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky should also attend in person the summit set for November in the scenario that Putin actually attends. A White House National Security Council statement said, as President Biden has publicly himself said he does not think President Putin should attend the G20 as he wages his war against Ukraine. The White House National Security Council stated in a statement, but if Putin does attend, the U.S. believes that Zelensky should participate too, according to Bloomberg. Other governments, for example the United Kingdom, are talking about either a formal reprimand of Putin by the G20 leaders or else attempting to veto his presence. So that's a big thing for the G20 summit. Will they veto Putin out of there if Zelensky shows up? Because they don't want any encounters due to the war. Alright guys, let's take a look at Venezuela now. Venezuela stops oil shipments to Europe as alternatives to Russia energy dry up. The writing on the wall for Europe in terms of the coming winter is going to get ugly, with natural gas imports from Russia cut by 80% through Nord Stream 1 along the majority of oil shipments. The EU is going to be scrambling for whatever fuel sources they can find to supply electricity and heating through the coming winter. Two sources that were only originally suggested as alternatives were Iran and Venezuela. Increased Iranian oil and gas exports to the West are highly dependent of the tentative nuclear deal, but as Goldman Sachs recently suggested, such a deal is unlikely anytime soon, as deadlines on proposals have not been met and the Israeli government calls for negotiations to walk away. Venezuela has restarted shipments to Europe after 2 years of U.S. sanctions under a deal that allows them to trade oil for debt relief. However, the country's government has now suspended those shipments, saying it is no longer interested in oil for debt deals and instead wants refined fuels from Italian and Spanish producers to exchange for crude. So the European area is going to be getting hit really hard this winter, since Venezuela has suspended those shipments of oil and fuel to Europe. So heads up, Europe. Prayers out for you. Please pray for Europe and for the situation having to do with the fuel needed for Europe. They could freeze. There could be people who could not have fuel or warmth this winter because of the shortage of fuel. So please pray for them. Alright guys, that's it for this video. Hit like and subscribe, and God bless you guys. See you guys next time.